We win in the league.
We'll get their Monday Night Football predictions when Fulham play Chelsea, and Gary's actually the defending champion. That'll happen at 10:30 after the game. What about Chelsea? Where do they come in this story then? I was watching them on Monday.
Well, everyone's saying with Chelsea, obviously they're not in Europe. I think that they've got good players. You know, especially I think up front they could cause problems. Midfield, same thing. I think the goalkeeper is something, I don't want to diss him too much, but I think that if there's anything I'd say, it probably is the goalkeeper. I think Lacroix is a good signing alongside Colwell. You know, the midfield's good, and then I think up front with João Pedro. I quite like João Pedro. I think he's a very, very good player.
Welbeck.
Yes. Danny Welbeck, good experience. Jordan. That's what they need, a bit of experience in it. And like I say, without the European games, I think Chelsea can cause a problem as well.
I think Chelsea are set to finish Champions League.
You think so?
Yeah.
Could they even knock on the door a little bit higher?
No, I just think when you're... I go back a few... Manchester United were a perfect example last season. Went from 15th or 16th of the league to 3rd.
Yeah.
Years ago now, when Liverpool almost won the league under Brendan Rodgers, I don't think they had European football that season. I just think if you've still got good players, which they have, and you're training and getting yourself ready to be sort of at it every weekend, the problem sometimes that the biggest teams have is sometimes you can catch them maybe on a Saturday 3 o'clock game and they've played midweek on the Wednesday and they're not quite there, and they'll draw a game or lose a game. You've never got that thing when you've got no European football, and I think, you know, you're training as well. The training, the sports science building up to every game, you should be absolutely flying at the weekend. So I think Chelsea is safe to Champions League.
They've added experience, Gary. No Club World Cup this time. 10 years since they last won the title, 2016 under Conte, when they didn't have European football and they played 3 at the back.
I completely agree with Jamie. I think they're a certainty to finish in the Champions League place. I think they could even be second. They could get nearest to Arsenal. I think the signings of Welbeck, Henderson bring standards, discipline, organisation and guardianship of the dressing room to ensure that the likes of Rodgers, Cole Palmer, those talented young players, Enzo Fernandez, those ones that really are, to be fair, quite special in their talent, but they need to see what real high standards and professionalism looks like. And I do think that knowing both of those, Henderson and Welbeck, that they'll show that. So I think they've got a good chance. I think it was crazy that they used to sign these young players and basically get rid of every single experienced player, and then they had inexperienced managers and experienced sporting directors. It's absolutely the right thing to put a couple of good soldiers in the dressing room, and that's what they've done.
Very, very excited for Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers.
Morgan Rogers to get those two firing. That's going to be really good.
Honestly, I'd love to have had Morgan.
There'll be a handful up front, and they've got probably on paper best midfield in the league.
All right, we're back here pitch side. Thanks there to Cisco Munoz. Alongside me, a man who really needs no introduction, Xabi Alonso. How excited are you to be here?
Yeah, we are really happy to be here. It's a fantastic stadium. It's a club that they are doing things really well. I follow them for years, for sure, because there is a strong influence from Spanish people. Some of them I know pretty well, so happy to be here, and hopefully that we have a great game tonight.
I wanted to ask you, Xabi, obviously when you come to a new team, what's more difficult to implement? Are you implementing your tactical thoughts or culture? Which one is harder when you come into a new team as a coach?
Culture, it takes longer because it's about habits, and the habits you need to be consistent day by day. For sure, the precision is being interesting. We are adapting to context. We are still missing a big part of the squad that are going to play an important role. Once we are back in London, they will be here. But it takes time. But you see where we want to get, what we can achieve. The potential is there, and now we need to work and know that the process is one that we want to enjoy it as well.
Stanley?
Basically, I knew you had a lot of proposals on the table. This wasn't the only club that was chasing you. Why Chelsea?
It's one of the greatest clubs with a great history. I knew the players pretty well, the potential of the squad. For me, it came in a moment as well important. So I think that the timing fits quite well, and there was a strong connection with everyone that we are aligned what we want to achieve. And now it's time to work and to do things properly.
We've seen you play across 3 countries. We've seen you manage in 2. Now it's your 3rd country. What differences do we expect from your philosophy of football now that you're managing in England?
Yeah, England and the Premier League is the most competitive context that we are going to face. For sure, for me, it's going to be challenging as well. but there are few principles, few ideas that's me.
Non-negotiable.
No, it's you can change your essence, and that's how you transmit to your team, and that the team and the players they engage that. If we connect that way, I think we'll work. I'm pretty sure of that.
What can Chelsea fans expect from Chelsea this season under your tutelage?
We want to show. We don't want to. We promise this. We need to show on the pitch. It's much actions talk much louder than words, and we want to show on the pitch.
Okay. And final question: have you managed to message Luis Garcia? He's part of the club, of course.
Yeah. I've spoken to him, and you know, Luis and myself, we have a strong history together. So that lasts forever.
All right. That's true. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Best
guys.
of luck.
Okay. All the best for the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
About Chelsea. Chelsea, no European football. Have they bought well? I mean, Henderson and Welbeck is quite fun. Was not expecting that.
No, but I do want to give them some credit here because people like us have been moaning for years. Oh, there's not enough experience in the squad. You know, there are too many young dudes. And then they sign Henderson and Welbeck, and we all go, what's wrong with them? They've signed Welbeck and Henderson. They're super old. It's like, well, they needed a bit of experience and leadership in that group. I think that's very, very sensible. And I think about Chelsea, they have a lot of like young or youngish players. And the upside to that is you never know which one of those are suddenly just going to have a massive breakout season. Like Estevao, if he stays fit and plays, I mean, he's looked phenomenal whenever he's been on. It wouldn't shock me if he suddenly had a breakout year and became one of the big stars of the Premier League. Like, I think he has that potential.
But that's what they're gambling on, isn't it? That was their sort of business model, was to gamble on which of these young players is going to become a world beater, and that's why they're on a 7-year contract.
The hard thing being there, Lars, is if you don't play well, you get dropped. So no one really gets enough time to be the good player.
Yeah, no, I would question the wisdom of the model, but the fact that they've not brought in some older players is good. And they have a core group of guys now, like Morgan Rogers, Cole Palmer, Enzo, Caicedo, João Pedro. Those are all like 24, 25 years old, so they should be like in the prime years of their careers. And when you reel off those names, those are really good footballers. Like there's some really good stuff there. Interesting to see if they will find a centre-half pairing that they actually like and trust this season, because that's been a problem under the Bluecoat era. Lacroix coming in as a sort of steady hand from Palace, very established as a solid Premier League centre-half. I think there's a core of like very, very good players there, and there's some young players who could surprise you, and now you have a bit of experience in there as well. Like, again, I have them in this sort of blob behind Arsenal and City with Liverpool and United. But I do think I feel slightly better about what they're doing than I think I did last season this time.
And who else haven't we discussed of the big lot, Lars?
It is Liverpool.
Yes,
I think Liverpool are the biggest challenge myself. To Arsenal.
Explain yourself, Danny.
Because
Chelsea are already receiving some serious backing ahead of their Premier League opener against Fulham, and this time, it is coming from two of the biggest voices in English football. In a recent on-pitch interview with Xabi Alonso, Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville gave their thoughts on what Chelsea could achieve this season. And Carragher's prediction is certainly going to get Chelsea fans excited. Carragher believes Chelsea should comfortably secure a Champions League place, and he even suggested that if everything comes together, the Blues could go one step further and challenge for the Premier League title. That is a huge statement considering how much has changed at Chelsea. The arrival of Xabi Alonso has completely changed the conversation around the club. Alonso comes into Stamford Bridge with a clear footballing philosophy, and Chelsea have also continued to build a squad packed with young talent, exciting attackers, and experienced players. But Gary Neville went even further with his prediction. Neville suggested that Chelsea could finish second in the Premier League this season. That means two respected former Premier League players are putting Chelsea firmly among the teams they expect to be competing near the top of the table. And now the pressure is on Xabi Alonso. Chelsea fans have heard plenty of ambitious predictions before, but this season feels different because Alonso finally has the opportunity to prove himself in the Premier League. Players like Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, Morgan Rogers, and the club's new additions will all have important roles to play. The biggest question is whether Alonso can turn Chelsea's individual talent into a consistent team capable of competing every single week. And the first answer could come very soon. Chelsea's Premier League campaign begins against Fulham, and Alonso will be looking for the perfect start. If Chelsea win convincingly, those predictions from Carragher and Neville will suddenly look even more interesting. But if they struggle, the questions will begin immediately. One thing is certain, expectations around Chelsea are rising. Champions League qualification. Second place. Or perhaps something even bigger. Xabi Alonso now has the chance to show exactly what this Chelsea team is capable of. The Premier League is finally here, and the Blues are ready to prove the doubters wrong.